But unlike most similar couples, they also had reciprocal preferences according to the face morph.
Okay, I have two faces here. One is Bess and the other one is Dave. It's going to be interesting to look at her preferences. When I look at the frame numbers, this was quite closely together. This was 287 and 255. So I do think that there is a great chance that she will find him sexually attractive. When I compare her face with regard to her femininity, she has been given the number 1096. What he likes is 1098. So I would say, just from the femininity scores, this is exactly his woman. And I think there is a chance for him to get her. I do really think so, yeah.
By now, everyone has been informed of the scientific predictions, and Beth and Dave are discussing theirs.
In the compatibility ratings, we're 127. A married couple, on average, is 116. So we match scientifically, facially and mentally.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm suggesting we elope and just try it out.
Okay.
I mean, I thought you were an arse, and I did write that on my paper. But now I've spoken to you again, you're actually quite nice. I mean, I think you're attractive, and I find you attractive.
Well, I think I was quite right with my prediction. I'm not only surprised, I'm really happy. I think they should pay me a lot of money, yeah?
But I'm an arse.
You're not an arse. I'm retracting my statement. Look, this is why we're compatible, because we're having an argument like we're married.
It's 2 weeks after the experiment, and Peter is preparing for a date, but not with Tracy.
Well, it turns out I got 2 matches that night, but on the night I thought I only had 1. Later I found out that there was actually a clerical error, and Leanne had matched me, and I had matched her, and Leanne's my girl for this evening.
At the speed date, he wasn't Leanne's top choice. She's only agreed to meet up because her favourite, Steve, is dating someone else.
My hobby is stand-up comedy.
It's a hobby?
Yes, a hobby.
I think that's really, really amazing to be able to do that. I'm really into comedy. I always go to stand-up.
It's good fun, actually. When everybody shakes your hand and they'll come
Yeah, completely. I've been a handshaker in my time.
And it's great fun.
It's clear that Peter and Leanne have lots in common.
I'm going to write it down later.
I liked him, and we've been having a good old chat about what he does and what I do, and I think that he and I, regardless of anything that happens, I think we could be friends, and that's just the way I feel.
Music is very important.
For Peter, the scientists have failed. But several other couples from the dating agency have also had follow-up dates. And there's been no shortage of sexual chemistry.
Well, this is interesting. We've got some couples here who are known to have ended up kissing after the speed date.
But have there been any enduring relationships?
The second time I saw her, sort of realised that, no, it's not, no, basically.
I really, really don't know what went wrong. I'd like to know.
She's a lovely girl, but I just think we would really run out of things or common points of interest.
But at the last minute, she had a meeting, a work commitment that she couldn't get out of.
He was too young for me.
It just didn't work. Just didn't work. That's all I can say.
What we know from this study, in fact all our experience, is that the immediate chemical attraction is of priority for most people. They're not necessarily interested in their CQ scores with other people at all. That's way too far in the future for them even to consider. But it's a little bit like taking out pension plans. Maybe it's something you ought to think about, because the long term does matter.
Unlike the others, Beth came away from the speed date empty-handed. But she and Dave were intrigued enough by their scientific match to arrange to meet for dinner and give the dating agency another chance.
I did give him a hard time at the speed dating, but when I got to speak to him afterwards, I realised that he was actually quite a nice chap and we had a really good laugh. I'd be interested to see how he feels, really, because I think he probably thinks I'm a bit of a bitch. I'm surprised he's even turning up. But, yeah, let's see.
Oh, hello. How are you?
How's it going?
Very
Fine.
well. Very good.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, French thing.
If Beth and Dave hit it off, it will be the scientists' one successful match.
On the CQ test, they shared identical answers on at least 50% of the questions. There was a slight tendency for her to be higher in libido or sexuality, which might suggest that she would make the play in this situation.
And what would you like, my dear?
Can I have the lobster served extra cruel? Can you poke his eyes out before you kill it? Oh, you must be able to do that.
He wants to give it a good scene, too.
She is so different in these clips that I barely recognised her, as a matter of fact. She's no longer putting the heat on the guy and asking him to give an account of himself, and she's evaluating his humour in a completely different way.
The date went well enough for Beth and Dave to meet up again, a week later.
I said, you know, will there be something between us? Where do you see that this is, you know, what is the purpose of this? And he said that it wouldn't be going any further. There wouldn't be a relationship because he found me attractive, but there was not going to be anything further.
The way she spoke, it reminded me of a member of my family. I grew up years and years ago. And that the association was too strong for me to find her attractive, I guess. Silly thing, really.
Well, yes, he wasn't interested in a relationship, but I more than got the impression that if I wanted to go home with him, then that would have been okay. But that's guys for you. What do I expect?
The world's first scientific dating agency has ended in failure. These scientists hoped that their combined efforts could achieve a revolution in dating. But not one relationship has been forthcoming. Could it ever have succeeded?
We know that many of the people who saw each other haven't really liked each other and they haven't maintained a long-term relationship. So the question is why? And the answer, I think, lies in the fact of too many variables. And I think they are idiosyncratic and they come often from early childhood. And they have a very powerful impact early on in the relationship. And so we've got a lot out of this study. There'll be a lot of scientific papers with this wonderful database we have. But to say that the ability to design a scientific dating agency is just around the corner is, I'm afraid, not true.
As 100 men and women return to conventional dating, at least some of them are in a positive frame of mind.
OK, thank you very much. Yes, now I do politics jokes. Here's the thing, right? Do you know that more people voted in Big Brother than voted in the last election? Did you know that? At the speed dating event, I didn't expect to get any matches, and I was really pleased that I actually got 2. And a date came out of it, and that gave me a bit of, you know, confidence. I mean, if I'd come away without any matches and without any date, I would have been, you know, I would have been feeling pretty bad. But 2 out of 20, I reckon, is a good ratio. And I actually feel quite confident coming out of this, and I know a bit more about myself.
I think science has shown me that I don't need to change. I think that's one of the good things that's come out of it.
Oh, my God.
If you come back to me and say, Beth, you're a washout, then fine, I'd start thinking there's something seriously wrong and I need to go and see some kind of shrink. But as I have been matched, then no, I don't think it's necessary to change. And I think that you can compromise with somebody in a relationship, but not change, no.